Welcome back to No Cap Recap. I am your host, Denzel, and today we will be recapping The Nun 2. But before we get into that, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment what you think about the movie. Are you going to go see it this weekend? And most importantly, hit the notification bell, all right? With that, let's recap. 1956 France, Vulcan is back, a priest is killed, and Sister Irene, played by Taisha Farmiga, is back as an experienced nun looking to vanquish this demonic foe once and for all, along with some of her sisters. One by the name of Sister Deborah, played by Storm Reed, as you've seen from Missing and The Last of Us, a very prominent actor, 20 years old. She's doing great for herself. Keep going. As we know from the ending of the first Nun, Vulcan is defeated by the blood of Christ, but was able to possess Frenchie before being fully killed and banished. Frenchie also shows up in the first Conjuring, if you remember, during the playing of one of the films in Lorraine Warren's class. This is the individual that showed Lorraine Warren the death of her father. So obviously Lorraine Warren and Valak have a pretty interesting relationship. Vulcan is actually using Frenchie for a specific reason that is unveiled within the film, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I do not want to spoil that because I think it was really interesting how the storyline came about. At first, in the beginning, it took a minute to get to the storyline and the whole plot and why Valak was actually at that abbey, but it came in due time, and I think Michael Chavez, the director, did a good job, which more to come about that. Valak was a fallen angel with over 30 plus legions under his command, and he was actually sealed up by some Catholic knights back hundreds of years ago under a monastery. But as you know, mankind likes to always mess stuff up and open up stuff they ain't supposed to be opening. Hundreds of years later, Freedom decided to pay a visit to Valak and allow him access to the world due to some World War II bombs. I'm still waiting on the country to claim liberation of a demon, but yeah. I wasn't too impressed with the first Nun, to be completely honest with you, right? So I didn't go into this Nun with any kind of expectations or what have you. So I had a very low expectation of the Nun, right? It starts with character development and community dynamics to actually build the nunnery, which I started to get a little bit bored of. And that's one of the pet peeves I hate, is when that takes a little bit too long. But I think Michael Chavez did a great job with developing the characters, incorporating jump scares, symbolisms, dreams, and mysteries that connect to understand Valak's overall motive and other movies within the Conjuring franchise and universe. I think he was highly aware. He had to be highly aware of the audience's attention span. And I think he polished the movie's trajectory very well. So he took that into account, and I thoroughly appreciated that. So when it comes to the jump scares, I think this is one of the major things that we all want to know about, right? So they were solid. They wasn't mind-blowing, but they were solid. There were a lot of silhouettes of the nun initially that would just pop up, and I knew, okay, here comes the nun, there's a silhouette, right? So that was fine. But I think once again Chavez started to realize and understood, hey, we have to deviate, we gotta pivot to another type of jump scare, which I saw him to move into more of like a prolonged jump scare, where you would think that the jump scene was over with, but then it would actually extend further into an additional jump scare that I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I think it's a very great tactic and a new innovative tactic that should be used when it comes to horror movies. My favorite jump scare, to be honest, wasn't really a jump scare. My favorite jump scare, or the part where the monster is going crazy, Valak is going crazy, is when he actually form tackles Sister Irene. I mean, there was no targeting, no penalties. He had great pad level, beautiful tackle, right? I guess he was getting ready for NFL Thursday night football. Had to be. My overall thought, great storyline, good storyline. Those kids got beat up. When I tell you, Valak didn't play around with nobody. Everybody caught smoke. He was smoking on a preacher pack. He curb stomped them children. Yeah, Valak wasn't playing no games. And I mean, the first 5 minutes, Valak showed up and he was showing out off rip. He said, I'm gonna kill that kid, I'm gonna kill that boy, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill you. And I ain't playing with nobody. That's literally how I felt, how Valak was. Valak was volatile, to say the least, right? And I appreciated that. I did. It didn't take too long for him to get to killing. and he killed. So I think that was really good. But overall, it was a solid picture. I think once you experienced enough of the scares, the jump scares, that actual anxiety actually goes down a little bit. It went down for me, but overall, good movie, solid movie. I would watch it again. I think it's a good holiday movie starting up. The holidays, man. I mean, might as well. This would be a good one to pop in between the first 2 weeks of October to get you warmed up to the more scarier movies, right? No disrespect, but I'm just letting you know, right? So I would give this one a 6.9. Not bad. Solid. Just, oh, okay. That's how I felt about the movie. I was like, all right. Now, one thing that I do believe that they did very well in is building the understanding between Sister Irene and Lorraine and Irene's mother and that whole lineage between that generation. Let's just put it that way. Right. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want to spoil. That's my recap. Make sure that you go watch the other ones, very good ones as well.